You're welcome to class again, and this is our second week video presentation. Remember, this is ST 101, Introduction to Teaching in the 21st Century, and I hope you have been able to access all your materials on the virtual learning space. Please contact me on the WhatsApp page if you have any issue with that. Today we'll be talking about the kind of competencies that teachers need to operate in the 21st century classroom. But before we go into that, we have to look at what actually is the 21st century classroom we're talking about. And when we look at that, then we'll be able to see if actually what actually are the competencies that teachers need to have to be able to operate. We would also want to consider why the 21st century classroom is needed. Okay, let's go on. So just a reminder about the learning outcomes for ST 101. We're going to be describing what the 21st century classroom looks like in terms of delivery, infrastructure, and technology. Then what's the necessity for it that we need to establish that, and then we identify the competencies of the teachers for the 21st century, and we're going to bring it spot on in our environment. We want to evaluate the possibilities of such a classroom in the present day Nigeria, and finally analyze the challenges to develop such a classroom so that we can find the solutions to it. But today we'll be looking at describing the 21st century classroom, and then we'll be looking at some things that will help us to identify the competencies that would make a teacher a 21st century teacher. Okay, so to do that, we want to watch this short video clip, and it's introducing to us the 21st century classroom. It might seem to you on the high end, but I want you to note down all, what is said, what you can see. You will see some things, you hear some things, and we want to look at this. I want you to list words, have a list of words, take your biro and your pen and paper and write words, phrases, sentences that you can use to describe the 21st century classroom. So let's go on.
We're so excited that Shelby County Schools has taken the initiative to move toward 21st century teaching and learning for all of our students. And the primary focus and goal around it is, as our world is evolving toward technology, not so much as the content that is being delivered, but the way in which teachers are delivering the content in schools and classrooms. We're really proud of the work that was done at Kirby High School, where the entire building.
I hope you're looking at the video and you're looking at the classroom, what it looks like. Start writing some things down about that.
Was renovated with 21st century technology and furniture.
So I'm so excited about the 21st century furniture that we have here at Kirby. Furniture, the technology itself, has created a more welcoming, inviting, engaging space. The bright colors, and then the furniture and how it's so flexible and how you can move it around. When you work in groups or work singly, and just have time to yourself to where you can kind of reflect and work. The moment the students enter the room, it doesn't feel like a regular classroom. I do feel with the colors, the different seating, it gives the students an actual choice the moment they step into the room. It's more inviting. It's a lot more warmer. When they come into the class, it's almost an understanding the moment they step in that.
I hope you are able to follow and pick some things that are said about the 21st century classroom, and as you watch the video also you are picking it.
The learning is about to take place.
Me stepping into the classroom for the first time, seeing it was just like, wow, this is an actual STEM class, and we're gonna, it's aim more towards bringing out your creativity and your ability to be innovative.
We move from the traditional way of teaching into the more 21st century approach through our furniture and our technology, again, through the delivery of how we're presenting materials to our students. Now, a great tool for math and science is the Z-Space, where kids are able to use a very interactive approach to dissect and engage. This brings us into a virtual reality and augmented reality mixture that brings a lot of
Okay, I think we had enough of that video, and this would be on your VLE. You can the virtual learning space. You can check replay and run. But did you get some words? Did you get some ideas about what a 21st century classroom would look like or should look like? Okay, in the synchronous class we'll be talking more about this. So some of the things that we can see from the video and some other videos we'll be watching is that it's the content is constant. You'll see that the narrator was saying that we're teaching the same things but in different ways. It's the delivery that is changing. Then there's a lot of renovation of facilities, technology use. It's engaging. There's opportunity for individual and group work. Then it's colorful and it's warm. You get into a classroom that is colorful, that you feel like, oh, this is a cool place to be in, and then it ignites your creativity. I want you to look at the pictures on the screen here and try to compare to what we have seen before. And I know it will be a very it looks distant to what we're talking about, but then we are going to be looking later at how can we actually transform our classrooms into the 21st century. And in this week, the discussion forum in this week, we're going to be looking at each of the descriptors for the 21st century classroom and and we want to reflect, we want to think out of the box. We want to be able to, in our resource-starved environment, when we don't have that much resources, what can we do to accomplish this 21st century classroom? For example, we talk about warmth. How can we create warmth under the tree? You have to think outside of the box to be able to do that. You may have limited resources, but you can create the way you present. We're talking about technology, we're talking about infrastructure, and we're talking about technology delivery. We're talking about the delivery also. So how do you create a warmth environment in a space that the children have to sit on the ground and have to, you really have to think outside of the box to be able to do that? Do we get colorful clothes, discarded clothes, make it beautiful, lay it on the floor for the students, let them sit, put use palm fronds to demarcate the areas, get beautiful flowers, hang them. You can actually create warmth anywhere. So I don't want us to begin to think of, oh, unless the government brings money. Of course, if they bring money, that's a lot. It will do a lot. But how can we, all these characteristics of the 21st century classroom, how can we, in a little way, in the way that we can actually implement it? Okay. So that's what we'll be discussing in our discussion forum this week. Okay, so in terms of the 21st century classroom, we're talking about the delivery, we're talking about the infrastructure, and we're talking about the technology. In terms of delivery, we have it must be student-centered. There's a lot of collaboration. You have it's project-based. You want to transform the infrastructure, even if there are no chairs, even if there are nothing. What can we do? Can we look at some waste materials that we can turn into beautiful infrastructure for our students? Can we? Some people have used tires even to make seating things. Put plastic bottles to create. Can we transform the infrastructure with what we have? And even if it's only a phone that we own in the classroom, can we, as a teacher, can we look up some videos on the phone to help us have ideas of how to teach, even if we cannot project the videos in our classroom? So it's not just about high-end technology. It's about us thinking out of the box. Okay, so the other thing we want to do also is to think about what are the implications of this for the teacher, because that's where we're actually going to. What are the implications of this? So these are things to think about before our next class. I've included some videos for us to watch. This video is about the 21st century teacher and all the skills that the teacher should have. So if you as a teacher have the skills, you are already a 21st century teacher. So I want you to watch this video before the next class. And this is another one, traditional versus 21st century teachers. You will find the link to these videos in your the e-library resource for ST 101. So please, even if you can't access it from the videos, you can access it from those from the e-library file. There's a link there to all these videos. And okay, so that's the much that we can take in this class today. Today we have looked at what a 21st century classroom should look like in terms of delivery infrastructure and technology, and we will begin on the implications for the teachers by you watching the videos, and then when we come to class next, that's what we'll be discussing about. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the class.